20,000 sexual partners, affairs with 14 different women. These pro athletes claim to have run up the scoreboard in the bedroom. These are their sordid stories. Tyson Fury is a British professional boxer who has never lost a fight in the ring as of the making of this video, and is a two-time world heavyweight champion. His undefeated record and profound athleticism have him at the top spot for ESPN's divisional boxing rankings in the heavyweight class. Although Fury has a lot to be proud of, there's one thing he isn't so happy to live with, and that's using his fame to sleep with hundreds of women. Fury, who has been married to his wife Paris since 2008 and has 6 children, told Boxing News in 2015, "I'm a liar, a cheater, a proud, vain person. Everything that's bad I do or have done. We all make mistakes, don't we? The only thing I regret in life is having sex before marriage. If I could erase that, then my life would be practically perfect." Fury added that it wasn't just sex before marriage that he regretted, but the sheer amount of it. The boxing icon, who has been open about his struggles with mental health, told the outlet, "I regret all the filth that you do with people. I must have had sex with over 500 women. More, I don't know. I've lost count. But it's pure filth and horribleness."
When you lose control of your own mind, you're in a bad place.
Former NBA legend Earvin Magic Johnson played with the Los Angeles Lakers throughout the 80s, but had to abruptly end his career in 1991 when he announced that he was HIV positive. In an article written by Johnson for Sports Illustrated, he confessed to living a bachelor's life and sleeping with numerous people throughout his career. He wrote, "I'm no Wilt Chamberlain, but as I traveled around NBA cities, I was never at a loss for female companionship. I confess that after I arrived in LA in 1979, I did my best to accommodate as many women as I could, most of them through unprotected sex." In fact, in former Lakers legend Jerry West's autobiography, West by West, West claimed that Johnson had slept with 300 to 500 women each year before sharing that he was HIV positive. Johnson was married to his wife Cookie for only 2 months when he announced the news of his HIV diagnosis. She stayed by his side, and the two remain married as of the making of this video. Magic Johnson has been a huge advocate for safe sex education and even returned to basketball in 1992, playing in the Olympics and the All-Star Game before retiring again and returning to the Lakers in 1996. Speaking of Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Stilt played in the NBA for 14 years and won numerous awards and 2 NBA championships. He was a beloved athlete, but he earned a new reputation when he shared the startling number of women he was involved with in his 1991 autobiography, A View from Above. Chamberlain revealed in his book that he had slept with 20,000 women, sharing, "At my age, that equals out to having sex with 1.2 women a day, every day since I was 15 years old." He was called a sexual braggadocio and was bashed by other athletes for his boasting, including tennis star Arthur Ashe, who said in his 1993 book, Days of Grace, that in his words, he felt more pity than sorrow for Wilt, as his macho accounting backfired on him. During an interview on Late Night with Conan O'Brien in 1997, Chamberlain defended himself when asked about the colossal number of women he slept with, saying the 20,000 number was a statement about how, quote, "sex rules the world."
The number was to make a statement about something, and it was not ever to sort of like belittle the ladies that I've known.
Chamberlain added, "For men who think that having 1,000 different women is really cool, I have found out that having one woman 1,000 different times is what's really happening." Chamberlain died at the age of 63 in 1999. The late Diego Maradona was considered one of the greatest soccer players in history. Although fans across the globe looked up to the Argentinian superstar, Maradona was also known for his partying lifestyle, drug use, and for sleeping with thousands of women. According to Goal, while playing with Napoli, an Italian professional soccer club, his driver claimed that Maradona slept with more than 8,000 women. But he eventually settled down. Maradona and his longtime love Claudia Villafani eventually married in 1989 in a lavish wedding that reportedly cost upwards of $1 million. The pair welcomed 2 daughters, but Villafani filed for divorce in 1998. claiming she was divorcing Maradona for, quote, abandonment of the home. Maradona is believed to be the father of 8 children, with 5 different women. But many other people have come forward to claim that they too are reportedly the children of the famed soccer star. Maradona died in November 2020 at the age of 60. Ric Flair's career as a professional wrestler has spanned almost 50 years. Flair is considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, with the WWE recognizing him as a 16-time world champion. While the wrestler was known for his antics inside the ring, on the outside, he was known for being a womanizer with a big ego. In 2017, Flair took part in ESPN's 30 for 30 documentary, where he discussed his life and wrestling career. But one of the most shocking things to come out of the special was the wrestler's admission to sleeping with approximately 10,000 women. However, Flair told People that he later regretted sharing that fact about his life, saying, "What I said was the truth, but I feel bad now that I said some of it. 10,000 women. I wish I hadn't said that because of my grandkids." Lamar Odom has had a long road to recovery from drug abuse and sex addiction ever since he was found unconscious at a Nevada brothel in October 2015 after a near-fatal drug overdose. In his memoir, Darkness to Light, the 2-time NBA champion came clean about the many wrongdoings in his life, including how he was to blame for his failed marriage to Khloe Kardashian. In his memoir, Odom wrote, "I have been obsessed with sex for as long as I can remember. I am a sex addict." Odom claims to have slept with more than 2,000 women, confessing that sex was also a trigger for his drug abuse.
Like, it was orgasmic the first time I ever did cocaine.
His infidelity ultimately doomed his marriage to Khloe. He told People in 2019, "I was shocked and embarrassed. I wanted to take it back, but you can't. I wanted to hide it. But that sick sin was hard for me to hide. I had a problem." Kardashian filed for divorce from Odom in 2013, but withdrew her request after Odom's scary incident in 2015. She later filed for divorce again in 2016. As for Odom, he shared with Good Morning America in 2021 that he is maintaining his sobriety. Tiger Woods made headlines when he confessed to cheating on his then wife, Elin Nordegren. After reports surfaced of Woods having affairs with as many as 14 women, he came forward and issued an apology in February 2010 that read, in part, "The issue involved here was my repeated irresponsible behavior. I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. What I did is not acceptable, and I am the only person to blame.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior."
Woods also announced that he was leaving his golfing career to seek help. Several women came forward to claim that they had affairs with the pro golfer, but the National Enquirer revealed that Woods cheated on his wife with 120 women. The scandal led to Woods losing multiple endorsements. As for Woods and Nordegren, their divorce was finalized in 2010, with the Swedish model telling People that she had been through hell. While some might say that his reputation has forever changed since the scandal, Woods returned to his golfing career at the Masters tournament in 2010. As of the making of this video, Woods continues to compete. Daryl Dawkins had a career in the NBA that spanned 14 years, but he came clean about what life was like as a professional athlete after he revealed how women would flock to him and his teammates. In 2003, Dawkins told Salon that he slept with 1,000 women during his career, admitting, "Guys get weak, they get lonely, it happens." Going from city to city with teams including the Philadelphia 76ers and the New Jersey Nets, Dawkins said he met women left and right, saying, "You walk into a hotel, there are girls lined up in there with their high heels on, and boy, they look good. And they're like, 'Hi, cutie.' You know you're not cute, but all of a sudden she's calling you cutie, so you become cute." The former NBA star also claimed that sometimes it was the women who pressured him and his teammates to sleep around. He spilled to Salon, "Every guy on our teams got hit on, and it didn't matter if they were married or not, if they were a star on the team, good looking. If I didn't want a woman, she would offer to bring her friend. Sometimes the biggest problem was getting them to leave." Winston Bennett had a short-lived career in the NBA when he was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1988 and ended his career with the Miami Heat in 1992 due to injury. He later moved on to coaching, both at the collegiate and pro level. Although his NBA career was short, Bennett used his fame to meet women and ultimately had to seek treatment for sex addiction. In an interview with ESPN's Outside the Lines, Bennett admitted to sleeping with 90 women a month during his NBA career, and half that when he married his wife Peggy.
I was sleeping with possibly 3 to 4, women some days.
Speaking about his addiction to the 700 Club, Bennett admitted to cheating on his wife Peggy a few days after they wed. However, she stood by his side and learned that he was dealing with an addiction. He finally sought help, sharing, "It allowed me to look at myself differently. Up to this point, I hadn't considered myself to be, neither wanted to accept that I could possibly be a sex addict." If you or anyone you know is struggling with addiction issues, help is available. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP 4357.